1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.58.
That is the most incredible piece of sprinting the world has ever seen.
Me growing up, it was all about sports in Jamaica. My dad is a massive fan of sports, so I was really into sports. I started out with cricket, and I started running. I was a goalkeeper in football, so sports was just everything. We played sports on the road. We would use like oranges to play cricket, football, anything we could get our hands on, we would do something in some form of sports. My cricket coach at the time was actually Mr. Nugent, and I was a fast bowler when I was a cricketer. And one day he just said to me, "Have you ever tried running?" And I was like, "No, I've never tried it." You know what? You should try, because I feel like you'll be really good at it. So I was like, all right, why not? And that's how I really got into running. And the moment I started, I was really good at it.
Bolt's got a slow start. He's not in the lead at the moment. Looks like Christian of Antigua that's leading him through the bend, but Bolt's working hard now. Closing down on Phoenix on his outside. Bolt's not in the lead. He usually 2 or 3 metres up, but look at the long legs stretching out now. The head's going back a little bit, and he's pulling away. He's going to win this. Chasing hard at the moment. Christian it is of Antigua for second place. 20.61. Not as fast as he's running the qualifying round. It doesn't matter. Listen to that crowd.
You had a few difficult years with injury. How were you able to deal with those setbacks?
Yeah, I would say it was rough. I was really sad a lot of times because of how great I was as a junior, and transitioning to being a professional. It wasn't smooth. As I said, I went professional when I was 17, and it took me like 4 years to really get to where I wanted to be. And it was just because of injuries, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, this is it for him, he's washed up, and he's not gonna make it as a professional." And so it kind of got me sad and down at times, you know what I mean? But meeting Glenn Mills was a joy, and he kind of got me focused and got me back on track, so that was it.
The big favourites, Usain Bolt, here in 5. Well, they get away the second time, and the big Jamaican Usain Bolt is already well up on Spearman. Bolt and Anderson, the Jamaicans, but here comes Tyson Gay. Tyson Gay ripping past the field. Rodney Martin on the outside. Gay going well clear of Usain Bolt. Tyson Gay on his way to history. Usain Bolt in second.
So in 07, in Osaka, the World Championships, I came second to Tyson Gay. And I went back to my coach and I said to him, like, "Yo, I thought I had it. I thought I could have done better. I thought I was prepared." And he said, "Listen, you need to go to the gym, and you need to do another event that will help you." And he says, "Oh, we're going to do the 400 meters. I was like, "Coach, no. I don't want to do the 400 meters." He said, "Listen, you have to do the 400 meters. I was like, "What about me doing the 100 meters?" He said, "No." And I was like, "You know what? Let's make a deal. Let me run 100 meters. Because we were talking about my start. I was like, all right, let me do 100 meters. If I do a great time, I run the 100. If I do a bad time, I run the 400 meters. Could you find me a meet?" And we found a meet. I think it was Greece. Like, this is random meet at the end of the season. And I ran 10:03. And when I ran 10:03, at that time, everybody was running around 9:08, 10:03 type of vibe. So it worked out for me. So I won the bet. And that's how I really got into the 100 meters.
You're lucky you won that bet. Otherwise,
lucky.
you would have run 400 meters all your life.
Oh my God. I don't even want to think about it. For me, it was a moment that the world knew who I was. You know what I mean? Like people would hear my name and I was not sure, but I think in that moment in Beijing was when people actually was looking at Usain Bolt now. For me, it was a great moment. You know what I mean? That was my first Olympic medal. For me, that's a big moment. So for me, it was just great. I had never won senior medals, so for me, that was a big deal. So it was exciting to be a part of that and just be at the Olympics and winning and doing great. So for me, it was beautiful.
And it's the World Championship final. You can almost sense the crowd waiting now for the gun. And the athletes themselves are probably the most relaxed in all the stadium.
I think for me, it wasn't about the world record at the time. I remember after the Olympics, because Tyson Gay got injured that season, a lot of people are saying, oh, he won because Tyson Gay was injured. For me, so it was, the World Championship came around, it was proving, for me it was to prove I was the best, because at the time Tyson was running great.
They're away. Terrific start by Daniel Bailey. Usain Bolt, though, getting into his running. Here he comes. Usain Bolt, challenged by Tyson Gay. Usain Bolt, 2 clear meters. Tyson Gay in second place. And in third place, the Safa
9.58! Smashing the world record. Unbelievable! He's done it again. A year later, rewriting the world record again.
That is the most incredible piece of sprinting the world has ever seen. Absolutely breathtaking. He didn't just break his world record, he absolutely shattered it.
I was so confident, so confident, because I was in shape, I was running good, I felt great. I remember actually, we had a bet with me, my coach, and my masseuse, how fast I was gonna run. I mean, because I knew I was gonna break the world record, because I was in such good shape at the time. I was running great throughout the season. My bet was 9:54, and my coach's bet, I think, was 9:52, I wanna say. And Eddie's bet was 9:56, so he was the closest, so he got the money.
All standing guard and ready for the highlight of this evening, the men's 200 meters final.
So a lot of people don't know. So when it comes to the 100 meters, my coach is always on time. Like, oh, you need to warm up like this. You need to do starts. You need to do this. But when it comes to the 200 meters, he goes, just go warm up. He does, like, it's always that. I mean, he always makes sure I'm on point when it comes to the 100 meters. But for me, again, I knew I was going to break the world record because I was in such good shape, so I knew I was going to go out there and really compete and do well.
But away safely this time, and here's the big man, already up on Edward, already up on Clark. The rest of the field are being left behind. Fast run by Mullings and Spearman inside him. But here comes the great man, Usain Bolt, charging down the straight as best they can. The other men are trying to follow him. Mullings and Spearman. Spearman finishing fast. Bolt wins. Bolt wins, and Bolt has smashed his own world record.
We dared to dream, and he has provided an epic moment once again here in Berlin. This man is just out of this world.
$200 meters is like our only child. You know what? You had a child for years. I don't even know how to explain it, but the 200 meters was something that I've always done. It took me a while to perfect because the corner is technical, so it took me a while to perfect the corner. So for me, I put so much work into it. It's like in developing the app. I worked hard on it, hard, and then you finally get it, and then one day you just kind of made up your mind to do another app, and it works out. The first app is going to be that for me. So the 20 meters was that.
Which one will go first?
Not worried about none of them. I really don't know. I think the 100 is going to be harder because it's quicker, and if you make a mistake during the race, you're not going to get it. So it's a lot more technical. So I think maybe the 100 is going to go last.
So do you think your 100-meter race in Berlin was the perfect race?
I would say so. My coach wouldn't agree. Every day we've talked about this, and I was like, yo, this is a perfect race. And he said, no, it's not. He's very technical, so he can sit down and break the race down and explain to me why it's not. And one of the main things that he said to me, and it's true, I kept on looking around all the time. And he says, you could have went faster if you just focused on getting to the line. It's true. In my mind, it was perfect, but in the coach's mind, it wasn't.
How does it feel to be the fastest man in the world?
It's a great title, I must say. It's a wonderful title. It's something that I enjoy. I've said it's not the most important, it's always the titles, but it's a great title to have. You know what I mean? It's something that I enjoy hearing and I enjoy knowing because I'm better than everybody on the planet, so it's fine. My main aim was always to dominate throughout the years, and that's what I did. I think every year, every season, I was on point, I was working hard, I was dominating, so for me, it was perfect. For me, it's mainly focused on my kids right now. They're growing up, they're really growing. But for me, I enjoy it, it's fun. And I remember people always ask me, are you gonna coach? And I've always told people I have no patience to coach. But now that I have 3 kids, you have to have patience. I think I'm leaning to maybe I'll coach one day. You know what I mean? Something I've talked to my coach about, and I need to pick his brain to find out how his mind works so I can be like him or be as good or even better than him. So something that I'm thinking about now. The craziest thing I always find so funny is that I'll take a picture of 100 people and say the last person go, oh, can we do your pose? And I do my pose, and then I have to take another 100 pictures because now everybody wants to do the pose. So it's something that's always so weird, but it's what people know me for, and I love it. It's always been beautiful for me because it's always so great to just feel the energies. They give me so much energy. I remember even through the World Championships in the pandemic, I was like, I could not compete. I could not do that. Just in the stadium competing by myself, I could not, because I live so much for the energy and the vibes and what they bring when I come out there and feel that energy, feel that vibe. But first walk into the stadium and they erupt and start screaming, and it gets me going, you know what I mean? So for me, they mean so much to me. Without them, it would be nothing really.